Imagine a time before the world as we know it existed, before human history, before the creation of bodies, and even before Adam. Chapter 66 of Haft al-Shareef presents a vision of existence that begins in a hidden realm beyond the material world, a realm of souls, shadows, and divine mysteries. The chapter opens with a teaching attributed to Imam Jafar al-Sadiq. He explains that God chose between souls while they existed in a realm known as the shadows. Only afterward were these souls placed into physical bodies. According to this teaching, spiritual relationships existed before earthly life. Souls were paired together long before they entered the world, creating bonds deeper than ordinary family ties. This idea challenges the way we normally think about identity. Most people define themselves through their families, ancestry, and earthly relationships. Yet the text suggests that our truest connections may have originated before birth, in a spiritual realm hidden from ordinary perception. The chapter then shifts to the theme of cycles. One narration describes history as a wheel that continues turning through nation after nation and century after century. Humanity passes repeatedly through periods of testing and refinement. The goal of these cycles is purification. Just as gold must be heated to remove impurities, souls are purified through the experiences and trials of existence. This image of purification introduces a larger cosmological vision. Time is not portrayed as a straight line moving from a beginning toward an end. Instead, history unfolds through recurring patterns. Civilizations rise and fall, generations come and go, and the spiritual development of humanity continues through repeated stages of growth. One of the most striking passages concerns the creation of humanity itself. When Al-Mufaddal asks about the angels' reaction to Adam's creation, Imam al-Sadiq reportedly responds by revealing that there were many Adams before our Adam. Not merely one previous Adam, or even 7, but countless Adams extending far into the past. The implication is profound. The angels already knew that humanity was capable of corruption because they had witnessed previous cycles of human existence. According to this narrative, our world is only the latest chapter in a much larger cosmic history that stretches beyond ordinary human memory. The text then introduces a vision of the role of the Imams before creation. Imam al-Sadiq states that he and the purified guides existed near the throne of the merciful. Their praise of God became the model for the praise of the angels. Their glorification became the pattern through which the heavenly beings glorified their Creator. In this worldview, divine guidance did not begin on earth. Rather, guidance existed before the creation of the physical universe. The righteous guides are presented as participants in a cosmic order that predates material existence itself. The chapter next turns towards stories of moral consequence and transformation. Several narrations discuss the concept known as mask. In these accounts, individuals who committed grave acts of rebellion or corruption undergo transformations into other forms. The stories are vivid and often dramatic, describing repeated incarnations and punishments. Whether these accounts are interpreted literally, symbolically, or spiritually, they all convey the same underlying lesson. Actions shape the condition of the soul. Every choice leaves an imprint. Moral corruption is not merely an external act, but something that transforms a person's inner reality. The discussion then moves toward the resurrection and the return, known as Raja. Imam al-Sadiq connects several Quranic verses to a future event in which Ali ibn Abi Talib calls humanity with a mighty proclamation. The dead rise from the earth and gather before divine judgment. In this vision, believers and disbelievers become visibly recognizable. Their true spiritual condition can no longer be hidden. Marks appear that reveal what each person has carried within. What was concealed during earthly life becomes apparent to all. The theme of recognition is central here. Throughout worldly existence, people are often judged by appearances, wealth, status, or reputation. Yet the chapter suggests that ultimate reality reveals the truth behind all outward forms. At the resurrection, every soul becomes known according to its true nature. The final and longest section of the chapter explores the mystery of ghosts, shadows, and souls. According to the narration, God first created the believers as ghosts before creating their shadows. These ghosts existed in a subtle state unlike ordinary life. To explain this, the text compares them to an echo, just as an echo responds to a voice without possessing independent life. The ghosts responded to God's praise and glorification. After the ghosts came the shadows, then came the souls. Each stage represents a deeper level of manifestation. The souls ask God how they were created and how they should understand their existence. In response, God explains the sequence of creation and reveals that existence unfolds through different veils. The concept of the veil becomes one of the chapter's central themes. The veil represents the forms, appearances, and limitations through which reality is perceived. Human beings encounter the divine through these veils, yet the danger lies in becoming attached to the veil rather than seeking what lies beyond it. According to the narration, many people mistake the outer form for the inner reality. They become occupied with names while forgetting meanings. They focus on appearances while losing sight of the truth those appearances are meant to reveal. The chapter presents the spiritual journey as a search beyond these veils. True faith consists not merely in recognizing forms but in perceiving the reality behind them. The believer seeks the hidden meaning rather than stopping at the surface. The narrative then returns to the story of Adam and Iblis. Here the prostration to Adam is interpreted as obedience to God through the form that God had chosen. The angels understood the deeper reality and obeyed. Iblis, however, became trapped by appearances. He judged according to external forms and failed to recognize the divine wisdom concealed within them. As a result, Iblis became the symbol of spiritual blindness. His error was not simply pride, it was an inability to perceive beyond the surface. He mistook the veil for the reality and therefore lost access to the truth hidden behind it. The chapter describes how this blindness led to conflict, envy, and hostility toward believers. It portrays much of human suffering as connected to ignorance, forgetfulness, and separation from true knowledge. The struggle between guidance and misguidance becomes a recurring theme throughout cosmic history. Toward its conclusion, the text presents a complex explanation for suffering, poverty, oppression, and human conflict. These conditions are linked to previous actions, spiritual responsibilities, and the interconnected nature of souls. The narrative portrays existence as a vast moral order in which every action eventually bears fruit. Throughout the chapter, one message remains consistent: the visible world is not the whole story. Behind physical existence lies a deeper reality populated by souls, shadows, spiritual relationships, divine tests, and hidden meanings. Whether read literally, symbolically, mystically, or philosophically, Chapter 66 invites the reader to look beyond appearances. It asks profound questions about where souls come from, why humanity exists, and how truth may be concealed behind the veils of ordinary experience. Ultimately, the chapter presents existence as a journey of remembrance. Human beings enter the world veiled from their origins, yet they are called to rediscover the reality that preceded their earthly lives. The path of faith, according to this vision, is the gradual lifting of those veils until the soul recognizes the truth that has always been present behind them.